What's up, guys? Back in today with more Frieren, this time with the penultimate episode, episode 9 of season 2. So yeah, one episode left next week, which is a massive shame, of course, especially with how good the last little arc was. But yeah, interested to see what we've got these final 2 episodes. I think in the preview we see a lot of flashback with Himmel, which will be very appreciated. Obviously, I love the look back on the. Oh, look who it is. Yeah, I love the look back on the journey before the end, of course. But yeah, last week's episode was phenomenal. The action, especially, of course. But as I said, looks from the preview like again a lot of Himmel, so it'd be nice. I wonder if it'll be from this guy's perspective. Strangely, probably not, but that'd be pretty cool. But I'm most intrigued, honestly, for what we're going to be seeing next week. Like, what's the final episode going to be? Yeah, what a season for anime this has been. So, guys, gonna have an ingrown hair. But yeah, what season this has been. I mean, obviously you've had like this has been the busiest season I've covered on the channel in terms of the amount of shows I've covered. Lots of sequels, but even like the new stuff, Polar Opposites, the Invisible Man and soon to be wife. Like, there's been a lot of there's probably some more I'm missing. I will just have a look quickly. But yeah, the like not original, but the new adaptations have been fantastic. Obviously, we had JoJo's yesterday, which was incredible. But yeah, so as I said, this is definitely one of the strongest seasons I've ever been a part of. Tamon, of course, yeah. Journal of Witch, just been insane, man. And next season isn't too much of a drop off, honestly. How long do you guys think of before we get more free run? I doubt it'll be awfully long, to be honest. Although, having said that, I think I could be misquoting or misremembering, but I think the next season is going to be quite long because it's a big arc or something like that. Hence, this season was shorter. Something along those lines. There was a reason that this season was shorter, and perhaps the next one maybe slightly longer or something. I don't know. Who's that guy? Looks pretty happy to be carrying you. Yeah, a flight of dragons. Never heard that term. How'd that get there? How'd that get there? The dragon probably blew up there. Thanks. Oh, we've met plenty of people like this. You get it by now. These guys aren't going to move. Might be logical too. But have you got any interesting spells? Ah, Oh, that could actually come in handy. I don't know about that. What if you're on you have like a what if you had like a contest with someone and that was like one of the things like you have the next challenge you have to say this tongue twister 3 times in a row. It would be very useful for that. And yeah, maybe you could like scam people, go to like pubs and be like, I bet you can't say this, but I can. I bet I can say it perfectly, and then use the spell, and then like get some money out of them or something. I don't know. I'm kind of waiting for the day because I don't think we've seen this yet. I'm waiting for the day, like what I just said there, where we do actually make use of one of these kind of useless spells, like in a battle or something, like in a very tense moment. A bit like a JoJo's kind of stand battle, where sometimes these stands are like massively, like niche and seemingly useless except for in one specific scenario. Like she must have so many little useless ones by now that surely at some point one of them's actually going to be like really useful in a tight spot or something. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen that till now, unless I'm forgetting. So we go that way then. That is take them all out at once. Just nuke them. I mean, they're literally in a pretty awesome place to just nuke them right now. No. Man, they got that classic. I remember hearing that sound a lot in Digimon. I love that sound for like the dragons they're using here. So um nostalgic. As I said, you hear a lot of Digimon make that same noise early on in like the original season and stuff. And I like my Pokemon, don't get me wrong, but I was always a bit more of a Digimon slash Yu-Gi-Oh kid. Probably much more so Yu-Gi-Oh, but yeah. A bolt of lightning. Okay, that looked very nice as usual. That blood? What was that? Is that shit? Oh, swiftly dealt with. Again, looked very nice. Yeah, good question. I wonder what the bite force is for a dragon. Maybe not that powerful. You never really hear about that. To be honest with Stark, it's not like it's gonna. It's not like a concussion would matter too much. That's all I'll say. Thank you very much. We use that straight away. I do kind of wonder how, like, I never really understand how magic works anyway, don't get me wrong, but how reading this will help you with that. I don't know. Just a couple mushrooms. Diary. That's what he took as payment. Other people's stories, which are worth a hell of a lot. I mean, we know that in this universe. Like, how meta is that? How meta is that the stories of past are that important? It's always an even trade. You always feel like you're at rest, like nothing owed, and so on. But as I said, how fitting is that? Of course. I mean, yeah. That's just how well written everything is in the show. Everything comes back like around, and yeah. I don't think there's anything unintentional about anything in this show. Maybe, maybe a better way of wording what I'm trying to say there. Sorry, I just noticed what I was doing. I didn't even look at it for a sec. The pinky push-ups, well, not even push-ups. Really show off. Lake corridor. Well, I was gonna say that's awfully. Sea level's awfully close, awfully high. I guess that's a little benefit. I genuinely thought he was just gonna eat that there. Raw dog it. Ah, look at these snowmen. You're too weak. Yeah, I would assume that this would depend on which way the wind's blowing, right? I imagine it would actually be easier to cross, even though it'd be harder to see if the wind is blowing in the direction you want it to. A few months. There he is, taken after his master. Does he like it? Sorry, what is that? That snake. I think it's a hat. I think it's a very weird tentacle. But yeah, it's got tentacles. It's got like tentacle hat. That. Take a look at that thing in the bottom right and tell me what you guys think that is. As I said, it's like it looks like a tentacle. I don't know. Strange. Joby Buke. I think that's a very strange. Oh, it's a dangerous game. Yeah, no, I think we'd all like to see them as well. So that's okay. That's what he was sad about then. Okay, Andy. The biggest, not the biggest favour. And again, actually got joint interest in that. So what's so dangerous about this? A golden land. So I don't know much about that, but that is like a legend or myth in our world, right? I know, again, I spoke about Yu-Gi-Oh! Earlier. I know there's a set of cards based off though. The golden land. Sorry, I did just miss what you said there. But I've never met anyone that's actually been there. And then Frieren cuts to Frieren thinking about some demon. Interesting. Sowing a little seed for later on there, maybe. The Golden Land. Sounds like a terrible place. Sounds like a terrible place. Looks like it might be as well, judging from that. Could you think of a worse place? I know it sounds great. Oh, take some gold, get rich. But you could see that place being like the worst place on earth. Couldn't you? Oh. There it goes. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? Oh, the plates are still pretty clean. Look at those feet. Yes. Stone statue. Cool pose, bro. Got a bunch of poses, this guy. One of the coolest yet. Man, I remember that pose was a trend when I was like 10. Like my first year of high school, everybody was like posing like that in like photos, like their profile pictures and stuff. I was like 10 years old, and then it died like the very next year. You never saw anyone pose like that again. Just classical high school bullshit. Yeah, there's your joy. There's your run to the bloody what do they call it, mimic. A bunch of blank pages. What did that word say? Yeah, just the everyday stuff. What did that word say? I've never seen that before. Minutiae? Is that an actual word, or is that just a typo? I feel like that's maybe just meant to say minute. No, probably not. It's 2 extra letters. I guess that's that. I've never seen that word in my life. Minutiae. That like it sounds French. Just, yeah, it is an actual word. Sounds French, you know. Where is it? I mean, there's not much on it. There's this AI bullshit response that I'm just not even going to bother reading. Oh wow, it's like an old word. I guess it's not used too much nowadays. Maybe a word that kind of fell to time, which is a pretty fitting use of it here, I guess. Actually, isn't it? Pretty good job from the translator. It's not often I'm praising the translators and the localizations. In fact, I think 99% of the time I'm shitting on them. But good job there. I mean, I don't know what that word means, so not most accessible, but praise to you guys. I think she says something a lot simpler in Japanese, from the sounds of it. Oh, that was well worth it. I was going to say this earlier. Does he know who he's talking to? I guess he does. This was just the confirmation here. I think she's more than happy to give it away, to be honest, isn't she? She experienced those memories, so. It did. It did. I'd say quite a lot, actually. I'd say quite a lot. Fair enough. Nice of that guy to just give it to her like that, after specifically requesting it. Maybe that technical I spoke about earlier was a foreboding of this. Maybe that was a little hint. Oh god. Oh shit. It's the Kraken. She actually used it. Is that that didn't sound too much like a tongue twister? I'm not Japanese though, so I can't really tell. And she was speaking while underwater. But she did speak ridiculously fast there. So I guess I got my wish. I said in the intro about using these. Not the most useful way here, but at least it had some use. But yeah, she was speaking incredibly quick then, to be fair. I love that delivery right there. That's incredible. That's incredible voice work. They just trust you that much. So yeah, awesome ending there. Really good episode in general. Some nice action. That scene at the end there was awesome. And wholesome little some wholesome scenes with Himmel, especially with Frieren reacting to the book right there. But yeah, I'm excited to see what we're going to be finishing on next week. And I did say this a second ago, didn't I? Do you reckon what I brought up earlier about that tentacle was a slight kind of hint at what was about to happen right here? Or do you reckon that was just a coincidence? I said this earlier as well. I feel like there's very, very, very few coincidences in a show. Everything feels very purposefully written and comes back up and mixes with the themes and stories. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, but very tiny detail. Oh, there's that horse carcass that Piccolico, was it? Pickle Rico? Pickle Rick from JoJo's was riding on last yesterday. Loco Loco, that's the one. Pickle Rickle. A beautiful sight. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. Another fantastic episode. Spent a lot of time, a lot of downtime this episode, a lot of little fun moments, some really nice action with the dragons. Of course, I thought that stuff looked great. It was over really quickly, but looked fantastic for the short time we had that. And yeah, some nice reminiscing here. Then collecting the book of more kind of past stories, just every day, just like little things, just like not even the big stuff, just like the little, like what we saw today, like the chilling in a town for like a couple of weeks, or just this like just being bored with just 4 people. And that's such an awesome thing, because it does like take you back to memories similar to this, where maybe some of the memories with your friends were when you were just like waiting about, and they were the more like cherished ones than going to like a big event or like a big performance or something. It was actually the moments like before that, when you're just chilling waiting with your friends, that actually kind of stood out. I do much more cherish those kind of memories, and like the bigger like bigger events and stuff's cool, but yeah, just an awesome kind of thematic episode today, which is really nice. And yeah, hopefully we kind of pick back off with the Kraken stuff. But I will say the only negative I've got to say is the intro felt incredibly kind of quick, in terms of like we just kind of, it's not exactly a bad thing, but we just kind of like plopped into this situation. There was very little kind of build up. We're just like plop, and you're here. I'm not really sure what the actual intro is about, to be honest with you. Maybe is it Denken? I think this guy's name might be. I'm not really sure what that was about. Maybe you might be picking up with him a bit next week, or maybe this is the kind of like foreboding or foretelling of what the next arc is going to kind of be about, maybe in the next season. But either way, I'm looking forward to seeing more of this guy. This guy was pretty damn awesome at the end of last season. But yeah, lovely episode. Really funny end scene here. I think this was honestly one of my favourite scenes of the whole episode, to be honest. Frieren using the spell. Again, incredible work by her voice actress right there, but some really nice animation on that, yeah, again. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And I'll catch you guys next week with what will be the final episode of this season.